One of the reasons that I love the Sabbath is because it's a day free from work. So one of the connections between the Sabbath and the poor is that on a Sabbath day, you're not supposed to make anyone else work. So I wouldn't want to hire a Jew, for example, to clean my house on Sunday, which is my Sabbath, and make them work on my Sabbath day just so that I don't have to work. It would be important to honor them in their Sabbath, and by giving the poor a day free from all work, they are delivered from their oppression. So the connection between the one day of Sabbath and the Jubilee, which is 7 times 7 Sabbaths, is that the Jubilee year is to release people from their debts. When that was done with Jewish people in the Holy Land, some scholars question whether it ever really was done. And I think that's an interesting question that we'd have to look back in Judaica to understand. But we've been trying it now in the 20th century. When the year 2000, a lot of people signed on to the plan to have a Jubilee when 2/3 world nations would be freed from their debts. Now, I don't know how extensively that went, but I joined the campaign, and I'm sure lots of you did too, because it was very important. It's very important to me to free people from debts. So a lot of times on Sabbath day is the day that I love to give away the monthly income from my household. And it's fun on a Sabbath day to give lots of money to dig wells, or lots of money to feed the hungry, and various agencies around the world that I've found have a good track record. And I try to do a lot of research on the various agencies, so I find one that uses the least money for advertising and the most money actually goes to the people themselves. So I like to talk in my congregation back home. I'm the corresponding secretary for Northwest Harvest South, where we try to have food banks for the poor people. And on Sunday morning, I like to challenge the people in our congregation. And last year, they went from 20,000 a year to 30,000 a year, which was pretty good. We'll see what they do next year, as I try to goad them on Sundays, because we gather up offerings for that in our congregation. So it's a very important connection between the Sabbath, God's desire to deliver the people, and God's desire to deliver all people from debt and oppression.